So, namaste to everyone. Today we will revise the chapter standard costing. Okay. So, in this video, I will only discuss all the formulas of standard costing. Okay. As well as I will discuss three questions from each concept. Okay. And it will help to revise the whole chapter within a few minutes. Okay, so let's start the discussion and solution portion of the video. This video is relevant for graduation and other professional courses like CA, CS, and CMA. So you can refer this video for all these courses, and if in any course the chapter standard costing is in the syllabus, then you can also refer this video for quick revision purpose. Okay. So first, we will discuss all the concepts of standard costing. Okay, so in this page I have written all the concepts of standard costing. Okay, so if we want to define the standard costing in a sentence, then we can say it is a chapter which deals with variances between actual and standard. Okay, so this is a one sentence definition. In concept, there are two part. Okay, one is sales and another one is cost. Okay, in sale there are two division. One is sales value variances and sales margin variances. And in cost there are three components. One is material variances, another is labor variances, and another one is overhead variances. So There are three component of cost and two component of sales. Okay, in sales value variances there are four parts. Means in sales value variances there are four formulas. Okay, so the formula number one is actual quantity sold into selling price per unit, and the second formula is actual quantity sold into standard selling price per unit. Okay, and the third part is actual quantity sold into standard selling price per unit. Okay, and actual quantity sold is in standard ratio. Okay, and then the fourth formula is budgeted quantity sold into standard selling price per unit. So after applying all the formulas, now you need to find the sales value variances. There are five components of sales value variances. Okay, means in the examination they will ask to solve this component. Okay, for example, they will give you the instruction about the calculation of sales value variances or sales price variances or sales value volume or quantity variances or sales value mix variances or sales value sub quantity variances. Okay, these are the five components of sales value variances. So first we need to solve this. To find the sale value variances, you need to write sales value 1 in minus sales value 4. Okay, that is this sales value 1 minus sales value 4. In case of sales, ascending order will be followed. Okay, means 1 will comes first and after 2 will come. Okay, sales value 1 minus sales value 2, and uh, these this part is divided into sales price value volume, sales price value, and sales volume or quantity variances. Okay, sales sales price value is sales value 1 minus sales value 2. Okay, and sales value volume or quantity variances is sales value 2 minus sales value 4. Okay, so sales value 1 minus 2, from sales value volume we need to first take sales value 1 and then we need to deduct sales value 2. Okay, and in case of this, to remember this formula, first you have to write this point. Okay, first I need to take a bold pen. Okay, so first you will write the sales value volume. Okay, in sales value volume you need to maintain the ascending order. Okay, it means sales value 1 minus sales value 4, and this sales value volume will divided is divided into sales price value. Then first we need to write sales value 1. Okay, then we need, and sales value 4 will go to this point, okay, sales volume or quantity variances, okay, and sales value 2 needs to be deducted. Sales value 2 needs to be deducted, okay, and in the second formula, uh, so in this kind of in the questions of sales value, you have to maintain the ascending order. So um, this is the trick to remember the formula, okay, and sales value volume or quantity variance is also divided into sales value mix variance or and sales value sub quantity variance. So this formula is also divided into sales value 2 will go to the sales value mix variances, and sales value 4 will go to sales value quantity sub quantity, okay, quantity variance. So in this manner you need to solve all the questions relating to sales value volume, okay, and another division is sales margin variances. So sales margin variances is uh, totally similar to sales value variance, okay, because quite similar, okay, because in sales margin variance you have to multiply all the component of sales value variance with the actual sales margin per unit, okay, sales margin is the multiplying component, okay. In case of sales value variances, we need to multiply with the sales price per unit, okay. But in case of sales margin variance, you have to multiply with the actual sales margin per unit, okay. So this total formula is also divided into the 5 parts, okay. In examination, they will ask this point, okay, you have to calculate the sales margin value or sales margin price variance or sales margin volume variance. They will be asked about these components, okay. So to find these components, this total chart, you have to apply all the 4 points, okay, because without mm, calculating this total component, you can't uh, mm, uh, compute, or you can't make the total chart, okay. To make the total chart, this total chart uh, you have to uh, solve all the formulas, okay, these formulas. So now we will deal with cost, okay. So in cost there are three components, okay, and in cost we will mm, follow the descending order, okay. So in cost there are three components: material variances, labor variance, and overhead variances, okay. So uh, material variances is actual quantity of input into actual material cost per unit, okay. The first point is, okay, the m1 is equals to actual quantity of input into actual material cost per unit, okay. M2 is actual quantity of input into standard material cost per unit, okay. This one, this formula, okay. This is M2. M3 is actual quantity of input into standard material cost per unit, and the M4 is standard actual production into actual production or actual output, okay. You can also say actual output, okay, into standard material cost per unit of output. This is the important point, okay. Actual standard material cost per unit of output. In all the previous cases, the M2 and M3, you have to multiply with the standard material cost per unit of input, okay. So this two point is input, okay. Mistake. Input, input, okay. M4 is standard material cost per unit of output, okay. So now you need to prepare the chart, okay. In chart, and the uh, first mm, part is material cost volume, okay. Material cost volume uh, is M4 minus M1, okay, and this formula is divided into M1 will come in this a material price variance, okay. In M4 will come to material material uh, material usage variance, okay. M4 will come. So this is the trick to remember the formula, okay. And you have to deduct you have to deduct the M1, okay, from M2. And in the second formula, material usage variance, you have to deduct M2. Okay, so in both the formula you have to write the M2. Okay, and the material usage variance is divided into material mix variance and material yield or sub usage variance. Okay, material mix variance is M2 will come here. So, so M2 will come to material mix variance and M4 will come to material yield or sub usage variance. Okay, M3 minus M2, and in material yield or sub usage variance M4 minus M3. Okay, labor variance. Okay, so in case of cost, the basic trick to remember the formula is descending order. Okay, in the chart you have to follow the descending order. Okay, so the next part of cost is labor variance. Okay, in labor variance there are five components. First one is L1, actual time paid for into actual rate. The second one is L2, actual time paid for into standard rate. Actual hours worked, actual hours worked means actual time paid for minus ideal time into standard rate. Okay, the L4 is actual hours worked in standard ratio. Okay, into standard rate per hour, and the L5 is actual production into standard labor cost per unit of output, or standard hours produced into standard rate per hour. To find the standard rate per hour, you have to compute standard labor cost divided by standard labor hours, or budgeted hours into standard rate per hour. Okay. There are three formulas for L5. Okay, these are the three formulas. So these are the three component of L5. Okay, and in the case of labor cost, labor variance, the chart will be, first you have to compute labor cost variance. Okay, L5 minus L1, and in this case the labor cost variance is divided into labor rate variance and labor efficiency variance. Okay, so L1 will go to labor rate variance and L5 will go to labor efficiency variance. Okay, and uh, we need to deduct L1 from L2. Okay, and labor efficiency variance is L5 minus L2. Okay, L5 comes from labor cost variance. Okay, and L2. So L5 minus L2, and labor efficiency variance is divided into labor ideal time variance, labor mix variance, and labor yield or sub efficiency variance. Okay, there are three components. So labor efficiency variance L2 is L2 will come to labor ideal time variance L3 minus L2. Okay, and L5 will go to labor yield or sub efficiency variance L5 minus L4. Okay, labor mix variance will be labor 4 minus labor L4 minus L3. Okay, so this makes the end of labor variance. Okay, now we will discuss about overhead variance. Okay, so this is the last part of cost. Okay, and it will end the concept all the concepts of standard costing. Okay, in overhead variance there are two components: variable overhead variable overhead variance and fixed overhead variance. Okay, so variable overhead variance has three components: VO1, VO2, and VO3. Okay, in VO1, actual variable overhead incurred. So there are three type of questions will be asked. Okay, in the question there may be the actual variable overhead incurred is given. Okay, in that case the uh, case A will be applicable, directly given. Okay, actual hours worked into actual variable overhead per hour. Okay, in this case you have to calculate. Okay, calculate on the basis of data. In case C, the actual output into actual variable overhead per unit of output. Okay, this this can also be given. Okay, and uh, in in the remaining two cases you have to calculate on the basis of data. Okay, variable overhead variance. Okay, standard variable overhead cost for actual hours worked. Okay, so in this case you have to calculate actual hours worked into standard variable overhead per hour. Okay, so standard variable overhead per hour is budgeted variable overhead divided by budgeted hours. Okay, variable overhead VO3. Okay, standard variable overhead cost for actual output. Okay, and the formula is actual output into standard variable overhead per unit of output. So the formula will be budgeted variable overhead divided by budgeted output. Okay, so the variable overhead cost variable is VO3 minus VO1. Okay, and this part is divided into two component. One is variable overhead expenditure variance and variable overhead efficiency variance. The formula is VO2 minus VO1, and the second formula is VO3 minus VO2. Okay, V3 comes in this part and VO1 comes to this one, variable overhead expenditure variance. Okay, and the next concept is fixed overhead variance. Okay, in this case also, in the question there is the answer is given. Okay, in that case you don't need to compute. Okay, but if the answer is not given, it means actual fixed overhead is not given, then you have to calculate actual hours into actual fixed overhead per hour. Okay, this is the formula for hourly basis. Okay, and the for output you have to calculate actual output into actual fixed overhead per unit of output. Okay, so in these two cases you have to compute the FO2. Okay, FO FO1 and FO2 deals with budgeted fixed overhead. Okay, in this case, uh, question can the answer can be given in the question. Okay, directly given. So in the remaining two cases, budgeted hours into standard fixed overhead per hour. Okay, this is the formula for hourly basis, and budgeted output into standard fixed overhead per unit of output. This is the formula for output basis. Okay, standard fixed overhead based on the actual days into standard fixed overhead per day. Okay, standard fixed overhead per day can be calculated in a budgeted fixed overhead divided by budgeted days. Okay, budgeted fixed overhead divided by budgeted days. Okay, standard fixed overhead based on actual hours. The FO4, the formula is actual hours into standard fixed overhead per hour. Okay, standard fixed overhead based on the actual output into standard fixed overhead per unit of output. Okay, and standard fixed overhead per unit of output can be calculated in standard hours produced into standard rate per hour. Okay, standard rate per hour. So No, this is the second formula. Okay, you can find the standard hours produced into standard rate per hour. This is the formula for standard fixed overhead based on actual output. Okay, and the standard fixed overhead per unit of output can be found by applying budgeted fixed overhead divided by budgeted output. Okay, budgeted output. Okay, so fixed overhead cost variance. The chart for cost fixed overhead variance is first is you have to compute fixed overhead cost variance FO5 minus FO1. So in this chart you have to follow the descending order. Do you have to follow the do, okay, descending order, and FO5 will come to fixed overhead volume variance and FO1 will come to fixed overhead expenditure or budgeted variance FO2 minus FO1, okay, and fixed overhead volume variance FO5 minus FO2, okay, and fixed overhead volume variance is divided into fixed overhead calendar variance and fixed overhead capacity variance and fixed overhead efficiency variance, okay. Fixed overhead calendar variance is equal to FO3 minus FO2, okay. Fixed overhead capacity variance is FO4 minus FO3. Fixed overhead efficiency variance is equal to FO5 minus FO4, okay. So FO5 will come to fixed overhead efficiency variance and FO2 will come to fixed overhead calendar variance, okay. And fixed overhead capacity variance, the formula is FO4 minus FO3, okay. FO3. So we will see the three questions where we will apply all the concepts of standard costing and sales value and sales margin variance is are not so important, okay. So the questions relating to these two concepts are not discussed in the video, okay. So this concept, this question deals with the concept overhead variance, okay. In this question we will cover both the variances, okay. The production data about production is given, okay. So fixed overhead and variable overhead is also given, okay. information about fixed overhead and information about variable overhead. Okay, you are required to calculate following overhead variances. Okay, variable overhead variances and fixed overhead variances. First, we have computed the variable overhead variances. Okay, actual this is the solution. Okay, first you have to find all the component of VO1, VO2, VO3. Then you have to prepare the chart. Okay, this is the chart. In this chart we have summarized all the requirement of variable variances. Okay, variable overhead variances. Fixed overhead variances. Okay, in fixed overhead variances, first you have to compute all the parts. Okay, F1, F01, F02, F03, F04, F05. Okay, these five, after computing all the five parts, you have to uh, then you have to prepare the chart. Okay, this is the chart. In this chart, first you have to compute fixed overhead cost variance. Okay, without calculating all the five parts, you can't you can't prepare the chart. Okay, this is the chart. You will eh, after um, calculating all the parts, um, you you have to prepare the chart. Okay, without preparing the chart, you can't able to fulfill the requirement of the question. This is the this this total part is the original requirement uh, of the question. Okay, this is the requirement. Mm, in the previous solution, that is the primary part of the question, and this is the secondary part of the question. Okay, so this is the question which deals with the material variance. Okay, so in this question you have to you have to compute all the material variances. Okay, there are five components of material variances, but in this question the informations are missing. Okay, it means you have to calculate all the missing information. Okay, information relating to actual data. Okay, like in case of material B, the quantity is missing, and in case of material A, the price is missing. Okay, price of quantity material A. Okay, missing. So you have to find both the missing figure. Okay, so this this is a tricky question. Okay, you have, first you have to prepare a equation. After that you have to find the missing figure from the equation. Then you have to put that information in the formula. Okay, by putting all the missing information in the formula, you will get the answer. Okay, so in this manner you can solve all the requirement of the question. Okay, and the first requirement is material cost variance, material price variance, material usage variance, material mix variance, and last one is material sub usage variance. Okay, so the question number 5 deals with labor rate and efficiency variance. Okay, and so in this question there are requirement of both the variance. Okay, material variance and as well as labor variance. Okay, but in labor variance there are only two requirement. Okay, there are two requirements of labor variance. Okay, labor cost variance, labor rate variance, labor efficiency variance, labor ideal time variance, labor mix variance, labor yield or sub usage variance, sub efficiency variance. Okay, so this is the solution. Okay, first in this question, I have made the chart. First I have made the chart. Okay, but you in the uh, because in this question you need to first compute all the missing figures. Okay, after computing the no, first you have to compute all the parts. Okay, L1, L2 and L5. Okay, after computing all the parts, you have to prepare the chart. Okay, this chart material cost variance, uh, and the requirement of the question is labor rate variance and labor efficiency variance. Okay, and so if after computing all the parts, it it is easy to compute labor rate variance and labor efficiency variance. Okay, so this makes an end to the quick revision of standard costing. Okay, so I have covered all the concepts of chapter standard costing. Okay, so it has taken 50 minutes to complete the whole chapter. Okay, 50 to 60 minutes have taken, but I have covered all the concepts relating to chapter standard costing. Okay, so it will beneficial for the revision purpose. Okay, but first you have to go through all the questions or all the uh, material that you have you have got from the coach or the teacher from whom you have taken the classes. Okay, you need to first refer those materials. Okay, after that you can refer this video. So bye bye to everyone.
पूरा साल मेहनत करता हूं आपके लिए बेटा, ऐसा नहीं चलेगा, ऐसा नहीं चलेगा।